So the biggest problem with using CLA or small-sided games is we need to make sure players train at the right level of challenge. So we call this the sweet zone. That means not too hard, not too easy. So to give you an example, when I started using shooting under pressure, like I would do a lot of games where we wouldn't start with an advantage. So we go from one on one, but we need to, for example, finish with any kind of shot. So what you see right now is the players, if you do this with youth players, average shoot players, like a lot of the players are not skilled enough to create a high percentage shot. So that means a lot of the shots would be contested, would be low percentage shot. They don't see the ball go in a lot of times. So for example, that was me being a terrible architect in practice, making the practice way too hard. Like I was maybe doing these contested drills where if you have an NBA guy who's a fantastic shooter, that would be the right challenge for him. But I was doing this with youth guys and it was way too hard. So if they train in what we call the trash zone where it's too hard, your players are not getting better. The opposite is also true, and you see this also a lot of times on social media. For example, the drill where the ball starts on the back. Now the whole world has seen this drill,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
True.
if you just play one on one and you have really good guys, like 99% of the times, it's going to be a wide open layup, you know? So that means players are right now training in what we call the comfort zone. That means more than 80% of the time they have success rate. So that means same thing as the trash zone, players are not getting better because it's too easy. So you need to find the right challenge, like 60 to 80% success rate. And success rate doesn't mean the ball needs to go in. It means the player should be able to find the right solution to the problem that you created in your small sided game. And that's really hard because the thing is, let's say you have 12 guys, you have two guys national team, you have two guys who are first day at basketball. Their optimal level of improvement, their sweet zone is going to be very different. So you as a coach, as the architect, you need to create your practices. So, okay, maybe these guys should do this drill, but maybe these guys can do one load higher already. Or maybe this guy is my best guy. Okay, you can only score this way, or you have to score with your weekend, or, like you need to find the right level of improvement for every player. And that's the hardest thing in small sided games. And that's what I see. If you open Instagram, you see now the whole world is using small sided games, but you see how many guys are training in either the comfort zone or the trash zone. And so that's something I think many coaches don't really understand yet, or still need to improve on.
Yeah, that's no, that's well said. And like you said, I really love how you highlighted success isn't the players seeing the ball go through the rim. It's success is them. There's a problem, experimenting with finding the solution. They might fail a bit, almost get
Mhm.
there, and then when they finally solve it, then that's when there is success. So like, just why did you mean that? Because I feel like a lot of people will overlook, no, like the ball has to go through the basket, but if they're not
Mhm.
actually reading the game and finding solutions, and we're not saying to leave them on their own, like we give them little cues or little hints, but then they would have
Mhm.
to figure the rest out. But why did you mean that? Because I think that is so key.
Yeah, I think what you always say is like decision over outcome. So that means like as a coach, you need to give feedback and you need to coach the decision, which is way more important than the outcome. So for example, let's say you have a 3-on-3 and a player does a fantastic backdoor cut, catches the ball and blows the layup. Many coaches would be like, "What? You just missed an open layup." But no, he made a fantastic read with the defender was denying. I should have gone backdoor. He made the perfect read. The opposite is true is let's say you have a guy who's attacking the basket out of control, takes a terrible shot over two guys, and the ball goes in, but his teammate is wide open in the corner, for example. Yeah, that's even though the outcome is there, that's a terrible decision because it's 1-on-2, so it means it's not for you, pass the ball to the open guy. And that's when you need to give feedback also using small sided games, always focusing more on the decision than the result. So if the guys can create an advantage and we can create with a high percentage shot, meaning an open shot or any kind of layup, for example, then they have played fantastic basketball, because that's what you want as a coach. If the ball doesn't go in, yeah, then that means they need to get more skills on that. But they
Yeah.
made the right decision. So you have to be very happy as a coach with that. And that's something else I think many coaches still are too much focused on. Success means the ball goes in
Yeah.
versus not teaching the decision making, if that makes sense.